Friday. Hey. Okay. Happy Friday. I'm just gonna wait. Um and pin the title. So long. I just wanna pin the title. Hello. Invisible strings. Let me just pin that. Okay, because the cover shines and my light also shines. Okay, this is actually quite nice because I didn't intend this, by the way. All the Blackbird books titles are here. Boop. And this is a Blackbird books title as well. What? Okay, I ran out of space because there's another one from Blackbird books that needs to fit in there somewhere. But yeah, this is what I'm going to sample for you guys. I received this last week. It is in my book mail highlight on my profile. All the books and that I've been receiving from publishers, all the new books that I buy, and no, not book mail. My new books that I buy won't be on book mail, but all the books that I get from the publishers and authors are highlighted under book mail on my profile. So that is what we're reading from. Let me see. Natendra says I need to buy this book. You need to buy this book. You need to buy. Maybe I should actually do a live where I just put the books that you need to buy that came out in the first quarter. Hi, Fifi. That came out in the first quarter of 2021 that you need to get. This is one of them. And this is available from Blackbird Books directly on their website, blackbirdbooks.africa. They are under Blackbird Books _Africa on here as well. So you can check out some of the videos because the authors that they've just released, Naledi, Mashishi, and which other one? Tenjire's book as well. They have videos where they talk about the writing process and the journey to being published. So yeah, before I actually start reading for you, I'm gonna read a little bit, maybe about 15 minutes. I want to keep it short. I want to tell you about the books that I've been. Guys, I don't know what's going on, but I know I'm not alone. I'm going to show you the books that I am in between, if that's even a thing. But yeah, I am reading. I'm actually part of a buddy reading. We've been buddy reading this series, the Being. We call it it is the Being series by Carnita Loxton, and these are published by Quella Books, which is an imprint of NB Publishers. I got this book first, but this is the third in the series, and recently the author shared news that she just signed the deal for the fourth book because there is this series is based on a group of friends. So Being Shirley was the third one, and in October or so 2021 Being Diane is coming. So yeah, please ignore for fans of Marian Keyes. Yeah, I enjoyed the first two and I also enjoyed this one, so I have read this, but because my buddy reading group booked on Charity and Simule are joining, we've been reading the first two. I'm actually just gonna refresh and read this. So that is what I'm supposed to be reading in April. This is the first book I'm supposed to be reading. I know last week I finished an audiobook because I've been a little bit stuck, but I finished Binti by Naledi Okafor. I got it off the Libby app. I read audiobooks via the Libby app. So that's the one book that I finished. Last week I also read So Long a Letter by Mariam Abba. I almost finished it. I think I'm left with 5 pages or so. But yeah. Hey Sarah. So Sarah just made it. Yay. She made it. Hi everybody that just came in. I wanted to before I read The Invisible Strings, the newest book from the Blackbird Books stable, I want to show you what I'm currently in between, because I am in between books. Honestly, it is a thing if you're going through things. I am also reading short stories from this anthology, Yellow Means Stay. I read 2, and I read Remy Ngamiche's Only Stars Know the Meaning of Space. And guys, Remy, ne? Yeah. And then I read the title, Yellow Means Stay. Wait, I need to check the author. Hannah Onoguwe is the author, and I enjoyed it as well. Like, you know, like with an anthology, there's hits and misses, but I have a good feeling about this anthology. An anthology of love stories from Africa. Yo, I'm taking my sweet time because this book is deserving of my sweet time. Like, and I love love, so obviously I will actually read. I don't know what's happening with my lighting, but something is wrong. I don't know what's going on. Please let me know if you can still see me and hear me. I'm just gonna continue. So this is what I'm reading as well, what I'm in between. I know Vuvu had a live now, and she was asking, what are we reading? And I was like, too many books. Girl, I'm reading too many books. I'm just going to open my curtain because I'm not happy with this lighting. Really? I'm fine. Please let me know if the sound is messed up so that we can stop the live and we can but I see when there's something wrong with the sound. I think I see, but it looks like there's a freezing moment. Okay, I'm gonna continue. Cleo says she can't hear anything. Yes or no? Okay, cool. Everybody says the sound is back. Okay. Everybody says the sound is back. So that is the other book that I'm reading. I got her other book, which is somewhere here. Oh, Sermons of Soul. But you're good now. Okay, it comes and goes. The sound is back. Okay, great. I think I must just switch on to my data instead of being on the Wi-Fi, just to be safe before I start reading. But yeah, that's the third book. And then I'm rereading my life, guys. I don't know why. I don't like rereading books. It's unlike me, but yeah. I'm rereading Born a Crime. Maybe parts of it. Maybe I won't read the whole thing. But yeah, that's what I'm reading. 4 books. I think 5 books, because the other book I don't actually want to show it. yeah, I'll move on. And I'm going through the new kid on the block, Imbiza. The African Journal, a journal for African writing by, it is edited by Sipiwo Mahala. And yeah, it's stunning. Like, when I say stunning, it's stunning, guys. Like, yeah, that is Koleka Putuma talking about her new I hope she is talking about her new book and just poetry in general. And there is a book review by Utri Letipane for Joburg Noir, which I enjoyed. Yes, Sarah. Sarah says that you told me about this journal. Yep. It is stunning. Like, there's everything in here. There's essays, there's poetry, there is literally everything. And and I just the other day I saw because I was paging through it because I wanted to see who is featured, and the amazing Zuki Savannah also is in here, I think twice, and you actually get to see her read her what is it, the Time of the Writer Festival, because she was the speaker. Hi, Pabi. Hello. She was the headline speaker. She and Ntokozo of Who We Are, or Who Are We? Yeah, but the Siafunda Foundation, Ntokozo Ndlovu. Yeah, he was actually honored with the Time of the Writer Literature Champion Award. So there is an article in there on him and the foundation and what he's been working on, because he's under, they do hashtag no rural child left behind. So this is like, chef's kiss. So yeah, sometimes when I'm not reading the books, I look through the magazine or I check out whatever is out. I know the Johannesburg Review of Books is now I need water. I didn't bring water. But you don't see me going downstairs to go get water, guys. I'm gonna read and I will die with you guys as my witness. I'm gonna read the back of the book. I did read the back of the book in last week's episode of what I received from the publishers, but I am gonna read for the purposes of reading this for you guys. This is us sampling a new debut, amazing, like, check, guys, check. Yeah. Okay. Hello, everybody who just came in. Hello. A spoiled and self-absorbed Mamokgethi Pule's life is brought to an abrupt halt by an unplanned pregnancy. As her daughter Tato grows, she begins to develop otherworldly powers ranging from visions to seeing the dead to healing by touch. A young pastor, Solomon Kumalo, is desperate to prove himself by preaching the word of God to a large and loyal congregation. When he discovers Tato's powers, he makes Mamokgethi a tempting offer. In exchange for money, he would pass off Tato's healing powers as his own. As the pastor's popularity and thirst for power grows, Tato finds herself increasingly haunted by the past. The ripples of a family tragedy are still felt 30 years later, and the burden of solving it rests on young Tato's shoulders. Invisible Strings is a story about the past bleeding into the present, the living and the dead, and the use of religion to mask sinister intentions. Muruti watsotsi, guys. Kiena Solomon Kumalo. Naledi Mashishi is a researcher based in Johannesburg. She holds degrees in journalism from Rhodes and Wits University. In 2019, she won the first edition of the Casa Lord Writers Residency hosted by Blackbird Books and Eunice Ngogodo Own Voices Initiative. Invisible Strings is her first novel. For those who, for the purposes of like saying Murutu Watsotsi, like a pastor, a thief for a pastor. That's a direct translation, I think. A thief for a pastor, yeah. Okay, so this book is broken down into 4 parts, and it's got 29 chapters. No, I'm lying. It's not 29 chapters. It's over 29 chapters. But yeah, 4 parts. Part 1 is Ghosts. Part 2 is the rebirth of Solomon Kumalo, and part 3 is the Prophet, and the last part is Revelations, and then the epilogue. So I'm gonna start reading from Ghosts, chapter 1. I love reading the book where it starts so that you can actually, yeah. Refilo says at bookaholic_queen. Please follow her. I'm getting the yearning vibes. When I read the book last week, when I read the back of the book last week, I also had those vibes. It's the yearning. I'm sorry if you haven't read the yearning. Yeah. Read The Yearning by Mohale Mashiko. But anyway, this is about Naledi Mashishi now. Okay. I managed to actually meet Naledi Mashishi. I was at Book Circle Capital last weekend, and Naledi Mashishi was coming to the store to see the book and sign. No, she was actually going to meet up with Tenjire, who was also published on the same day. They also they studied together. So yeah, I got both my books signed, and I took pictures of them fangirling each other. It was so cool. Okay, anyway. And I like the dedication that Naledi gives on the front of the book. She says, "This book is dedicated to my grandfather, Madala Mpahlele. My love for storytelling began when you sat down next to me and let me tell long-winded stories about spiders. For that, I'm forever grateful. I wish you were still here to read this one." So beautiful. Chapter 1. For the past 2 years, Kheti had been drowning in a vast, darkening sea. Above her, she saw the light of her pre-pregnancy world rapidly dimming. The colors of her varsity life, characterized by late-night McDonald's, cheap fast fashion, and rooftop parties, receded from her. She watched as her daydreams of being a rich and famous top-billing presenter, staying in world-class hotels, rubbing shoulders with local and international celebrities, and following in the footsteps of fashion icon Bonang Mateba, floated away. Her pregnancy had formed a ball and chain around her ankles, dragging her towards a life of diaper changes, nighttime feedings, domestic tedium. She found her dreams now locked away in safes with no keys. She entered motherhood with a chest full of water, never quite able to accept that this was it. This was her new life. The only thing that still connected her to her old life was a delicate gold bracelet with links shaped like palm leaves. It was a cheap costume piece bought from the type of accessory store that sold earrings which turned ears green. But when Kheti looked at the bracelet, she remembered the day she had walked into a store in Braamfontein wearing a crop top that showed off her impossibly flat stomach and spotted it. She remembered how it used to clink against the plastic cups she held as she moved through a crowded dance floor. How she used to play with it when she sat bored in a lecture hall and when she flirted with the cute boys on campus. The bracelet was a lifeline, a final reminder that nearly 3 years ago she had once been a girl with an enviable, slim body and a real life. She looked at the bracelet and reminded herself of who she used to be. Naturally, she was furious when the bracelet went missing. She rummaged through her drawers and failed to find it. Her confusion quickly transitioned to annoyance as she realized what must have happened. Valuables in Johannesburg had a tendency to grow legs. They walked out of pockets, bags, and through windows silently. If you were particularly unlucky, they were forcibly surrendered by the persuasive power of a loaded gun. Her gold leaf bracelet had vanished. She searched through her wardrobe, then looked under her bed. "What's going on?" Her mother's voice said. Katie looked up at her doorway. "I can't find my bracelet. The gold leaf one. Have you seen it anywhere?" "No," she said with an unsympathetic look. "Where did you last see it?" Ugh, I hate it when people ask that. Like, you're there crying for something that's lost, and they're like, "Can you retrace your steps?" "I don't know. I just wore it 2 days ago," she said, cursing loudly again. "Well, I'm sure it'll turn up." She wasn't so sure. The missing bracelet soured her mood, which worsened when she was forced to go to grocery shopping with her 2-year-old daughter. There was nothing that represented the tedium Katie's life had been reduced to more than the strip malls of northern Johannesburg. They were uniform in appearance, with the same supermarkets, the same try-hard, trendy coffee shops, and the same kitschy home stores where suburban white women bought live, laugh, love wall deco. She hated them. Oh my God. What a proper description of the northern suburbs. She supposed she could have been grateful Tato didn't make the whole ordeal harder. Katie would watch as other 2-year-olds threw tantrums over chocolates, but her child never did. Tato had always been peaceful. As a baby, she hardly cried. She slept through the night from birth, didn't suffer from colic or diarrhea or any of the other ailments common to babies. She was often so quiet for such long periods of time that it was easy for the residents of the house to forget that she was there. Katie used to watch over that quiet, squishy, powder-scented blob of a human and will herself to feel something. She willed herself to wash the baby, change diapers, breastfeed, and carry out all the other duties that came with motherhood, but she only performed them out of obligation. Right. There was a part of her that almost wished Tato would cry more, or vomit, or do something that demonstrated that there was a real person with real thoughts and feelings wrapped under the layers of blanket and baby fat. Instead, she felt nothing. "You're lucky, you know," her mother once told her. "She's a very easy baby." Hetty said nothing. Tato wasn't just easy. She was barely human. She was a bundle of flesh that took quietly and gave nothing back. It was as though Tato had sensed that she was unplanned and had resolved to move through life causing as little fuss as possible. She walked quietly next to Hetty, holding her hand while they approached Woolworths. Hetty turned around to take out a trolley. When she looked back, Tato was gone. She blinked. "Tato?" Panic set in. She looked around and saw Tato running into a store they had visited the previous week. "Oh, for fuck's sake," she thought before setting off after her. "Tato! Tato! Come back here," she yelled. She ran into the store after her and grabbed her by the arm. "Tato! Why would you run off like that?" she hissed. "Excuse me, miss," the cashier said as Katie looked up at her. A glint of gold caught her eye. She looked closer, and there in her hand was the golf leaf bracelet. "I think this belongs to you," she said. "You might have dropped it last time you were here." Hetty was stunned. She looked from the bracelet to Tato. But how? She took the bracelet, grabbed Tato's hand, and left. She couldn't stop thinking about the incident and what it meant. How could Tato have known? Hetty hadn't been with her the last time she had visited that shop. Guys, go buy the book. That's all. I like that in the first part, the author has already managed to yelled at Tato a little too real there, Madame Reader. Familiar? Oh my word, Tabiso. Hi, Tabiso. My sister's name is Tato, by the way, so I know how to scream out the name Tato, like Tato. Oh my word, yeah. Only a mother would know how to scream at a child. Like, yo, guys. So, as I was saying, so Tato is clearly gifted. I mean, she wasn't there the week before. But she has a gift. I mean, she wasn't there, but she knew that the bracelet was missing. And now a week later, Kheti Uko Litato, they there and they at the same mall, and she just walks off to the same store that probably Kheti walked to the week before without Tato. And because Tato can find lost things. Like, and I mean, she's 2 at the time. Or 3. Wait, 2, yeah. Wow, like, I like how she described, you know how young girls look up to Bonang Matiba. Google her if you don't know, Bonang Matiba. Young girls at varsity, they look up to, I mean, everyone looks up to, like, all the women who love Bonang, who are B stands. I like how she referenced current life, you know, and you know, for a varsity student, McDonald's is literally like a thing. You go whenever you get money. When you get the money, cling cling, McDonald's, fast fashion, Mr. Price. You know, Mr. Price is like the store, the go-to store for varsity students. So yeah, no, continue. Miguel, go on to blackbirdbooks.africa and get the book. Yelled. Oh, yeah, I read that part. And yeah, so Rifila is laughing along with Tabiso about me screaming at. I am familiar with screaming at kids. You guys, twins. You will scream all day, every day. So I'm actually looking forward to learning the background to Solomon Kumalo, who is the pastor, Muritu Watsotsi, who is the pastor who is going to exploit young Tato's gifts. And I'm thinking because he is older, the history that Tato has to now, because she's got all the powers, who is now having to deal with, is his history. Because it says here, the ripples of a family tragedy are still felt 30 years later. It's probably his Solomon Kumalo, the pastor, his tragedy, his family's tragedy, or even Kheti's families. Yeah, yo. Like, I am so intrigued now. I hope if you want to actually know more about the writer, the author, and her in general, just go on to blackbirdbooks_Africa on Instagram and check out the video that features the author. I'm sorry that this is shining like this, but it's my ring light, y'all. Invisible Strings is a stunning cover, and it looks like she's actually in the jungle. So makes you wonder. Name. I love whoever is doing the Blackbird Books covers, guys. Like, cover design by Nsuku L. Sitole, editing by FME. Hey, black girl magic in here. Mamsi Doll Media. Listen. Proper stuff. Okay. So that was today's live book reading. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I piqued your interest in getting this Blackbird Books title called Invisible Strings by debut author Naledi Mashishi. Here's to many more wins for Naledi, and onwards and upwards for her and this book, and hopefully we are hoping for many reprints. Okay. Sorry for everybody that just came in. I am done with my live book reading. I showed you books that I'm currently busy with. I showed you a new journal that just came in. Oops, my book just almost fell. This is Imbiza. It is available at this book as well that I just read is also available on always a debut author there by Blackbird Books _Africa. Of course. See? Yes. Okay. So my girl Mutwa says she's sold. She's definitely getting it. And Refilwe, thank you so much. And Worth and Cyphers, thank you. Thank you, Tabisa, for tuning in. Both these books are available at, if you are into buying in store, you can go get the book at Book Circle Capital at 27 Boxes in Melville. And this is also available. This was $70. It's a keeper, man. It's a keeper. Loving it. So I will see you guys next week, Friday, the 23rd. Yeah, next week, Friday, the 23rd at 5 p.m. If I don't see you, there will be a video loaded. But I'm not promising anything. I'm kidding. I will be back. I'll see you next week, Friday. Thank you guys for joining me. Now let me go get that water. Ooh, Got mine. Oh yeah, Sumule got her copy at Book Circle Capital last week. Yes, gal. And mine is signed. I like signed books, guys. I don't know about you, but I love signed books. I actually, Naledi also almost signed on the front cover. I'm like, nope. I like it when you sign books where your name is, you know? I don't know. I have a preference. But yeah, she was quite nice. They were quite cool to meet. And yeah, next week I'll probably read another Blackbird Books title. You never know. So join me next week. I'll see you guys. Bye. Please also follow my stories. I will share some of the books that I've been exposed to under the Afrocentric April Books the tour that I've been part of for the month of April. It is like today is what, halfway, the 16th. Yeah, today we were sharing books by an West African author or books that are set in West Africa. So check that hashtag Afrocentric April Bookster Tour. Amazing. Like, it's literally it's bigger. It's getting, and next year will probably be bigger. So I'm actually quite excited to be part of it. Okay, that's enough. I will see you guys next week. Bye.